The ordeal has been tremendously traumatizing for my family.
A young family is speaking out about their experience on WestJet after a dispute over masks being worn by their 3 and 19-month-old children resulted in them being stranded for days and ultimately rebooking a flight home on another airline. The early hours of Tuesday morning, a chaotic scene playing out on a red-eye sitting on the tarmac in Calgary, bound for Toronto. This was moments later. All the passengers removed from the plane, the flight eventually canceled.
The way we were both treated and the improper training that the crew members had led to an entire flight being canceled.
Safwan Chowdhury, his wife, and 2 children aged 3 and 19 months were traveling home to Toronto. He says right before takeoff, a flight attendant approached them and notified them that they needed to put masks on their children, a request he says they did not dispute.
We did not want to argue. We were desperate. We just wanted to get home. And we said, no problem. Fortunately, we do have masks, so we'll put them on our children.
This video shows their 3-year-old apparently in compliance with rules, which requires anyone over the age of 2 to wear a face mask.
Within less than a minute, a crew member came by and said, you know what, we can see that your children still are not wearing a mask. You guys need to leave the plane. We're already getting late, and we need you guys out. And my wife said, just give me a moment. We will make sure they wear a mask. Look, we just want to get home.
The airline maintains that the family wasn't compliant in a timely manner, which was delaying the aircraft. Police were called and the Chowdhurys and their children were asked to leave. This request apparently upsetting several other passengers.
We've all seen it. We have all seen it.
City News reached out to WestJet, and although they were unable to comment on matters of privacy or security, they directed us to a statement that said the family wasn't compliant and they were asked to voluntarily deplane. The statement goes on to say, for the safety of everyone on board, once that decision is made, it is non-reversible, regardless if a guest decides to suddenly show compliance. When a guest refuses to deplane voluntarily, our crew will request the presence of authorities to assist. The statement goes on to say the red-eye flight was scheduled to depart at 12:05 a.m. and after taking a 30-minute delay, other guests on board became upset with the situation and our crew was no longer comfortable operating the flight. Safwan and his family were able to make it back to Toronto on Friday, flying with an alternate airline. He said that trip was relatively uneventful. And as for contact with WestJet, he says that several days ago they were contacted by a representative who says that the matter is now being investigated. This series of events just showing that a small incident can lead to significant consequences.
Have the utmost of respect for everyone that is still showing up to work during this difficult period and carrying out the duties that they need to. Our only concern is that as we're going through this difficult period, that we don't lose our humanity and we don't lose our dignity and respect for our fellow humans.
In Calgary, Allie Miller, City News.